On October 20th, 1774, 250 years ago this Sunday, the First Continental Congress in Philadelphia adjourned. It had produced something new and momentous for the future United States, something called the Articles of Association, a precursor to the Declaration of Independence.
The Articles of Association is the earliest of all the American founding documents. Basically was a boycott of England and how are we going to break away and what are we going to do to form our own country?
That's Kip Blanchard of Blanchard's Auction House in Potsdam. This Sunday, he's auctioning off an exceedingly rare copy of that important document. It's been in the hands of one family here in the North Country for generations. That's today's story of the day.
Support for Story of the Day comes from Clarkson University, offering over 95 programs of study with campuses in the Hudson Valley, Central, and Northern New York. More at clarkson.edu.
Hey, I'm David Sommerstein. It's Friday, October 18th, my mom's birthday, and she's up visiting from Buffalo. So if you see her around, wish her a happy birthday. First up, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. An organization in Plattsburgh will hold its annual candlelight vigil tomorrow at Champlain Valley Physicians Hospital. Tiana Barton is program director of Stop Domestic and Sexual Violence, part of Behavioral Health Services North. She told Champlain Valley reporter Kara Chapman the event is about reaching out to people currently impacted by intimate partner violence, and it also honors the lives lost, a number she says is increasing.
So it's really, it's to gather advocates, it's to gather the community to empower and embrace survivors and to spread awareness, essentially, because the community is needed. This is a community crisis.
Can you talk a bit more about, those lives lost? How do you go about honoring them? Why is it so important to take the time to do that?
So when lives are taken because of intimate partner violence, we know that families are impacted. We know that children are impacted. Our communities are impacted. And if we're not saying people's names, if we're not honoring each person that's lost to the best of our abilities of who we even know about, a lot of times we only know about what law enforcement presents to us. There are so many more situations that are occurring that we don't know about. So by honoring the people who have been taken from us soon because of intimate partner violence, we can remember them, we can honor them, we can spread awareness so that maybe we can start to decrease the severity of these situations.
That's Tiana Barton with Stop Domestic and Sexual Violence in Plattsburgh, speaking with Kara Chapman. If you or someone you know is experiencing partner abuse, please call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 800-799-7233. You can also text START to 88788 or chat online at thehotline.org. This Sunday at 11 in the morning in Potsdam, Kip Blanchard will auction off an extremely rare copy of the Articles of Association, a document from 1774 that led to the Declaration of Independence. Libraries, museums, and private collectors have all expressed interest already. Blanchard explained to me how this unique auction came to be.
It is the only known Williamsburg, Virginia printing. It's been in the same family for the last 7 generations. Came from a family in the Adirondacks, passed down generation after generation. They've always kept it. They've always known this is important, but it never took it anywhere, never had it examined, never took it to show it to anybody. Just it was framed up under glass and passed down generation after generation because it had been in their family. This was a printing that was printed in what is today Colonial Williamsburg at the print shop that is there in Colonial Williamsburg today. It was Colonel Hugh Rose's copy, and he would have taken this to the town meeting to get signatures from white male voters to get them to join on to the Articles of Association.
So what was your reaction when, this family approach this with you? I mean, this must be incredible. I mean, just on a personal level.
When I first saw it, I didn't realize how important it was. Yes, it's a 1774 printing. I didn't know who the print shop was. I really didn't know, and I don't think a lot of Americans would know at first glance, how important it is. We sent photographs of it to our historian in Cambridge, Massachusetts, who specializes in American historical documents. He's done this his entire life, Keith Arbour, and he immediately responded back to me and said, this could be the most important piece of paper you've ever laid eyes on. And he, at that point, all of a sudden, you started to handle it different. You started to feel different around it. And the more research that we did, everything just as far as having the paper examined to make sure the paper is from the period, to the print, to know the print shop that it was printed at, to know the printer who printed it, and every detail that had to go into examining it to get it to this point. It's the only founding document to ban the slave trade. It is the first American document that in Article 2 says that we are going to stop the import of slaves, which is a huge thing today, and it's one of the strong points here is it's the only of the four founding documents to end the slave trade, and it's the earliest of all American founding documents.
So this is going to be auctioned on Sunday in Potsdam. What is it going to be like? Are most people online? Are there people there in person? What are you expecting?
We've had a very good response at this point. Our bidders are primarily all registered phone bidders that have called to reserve a phone line to be on. It'll be a very short auction, maybe be 15 minutes long at most with an introduction and, to sell one lot. All the work and preparation beforehand, it's taken months to do. It will all come down to that 15 minutes on Sunday.
And so I guess the big question, how much do you expect this will fetch, and who will get it? I mean, will it go into private hands, to a museum? What do you expect?
We've had interest from all of those, from libraries, museums, and institutions and private investors. American historical documents have been a very, very hot topic, and they've appreciated in value unlike nothing else. So who buys it? We don't know. It's got enormous potential. I think our estimate is very realistic and conservative, just because there's not another one that is sold to get to say, this, here's a track record, this is what they sell for. Our estimate is 75 to 150,000, but we have, the upside is really up to the buyers. They will determine only what it is worth.
That's Kip Blanchard of Blanchard's Auction Service based in Potsdam. On Sunday at 11, he'll be auctioning off a 1774 printed copy of the Articles of Association, the colonial predecessor to the Declaration of Independence. When you listen to Story of the Day, you learn something new about the North Country, like that last story. You're also reminded of the importance of hard issues, like that domestic violence awareness story we heard earlier, and what regular people in our region are doing to make it a better place to live. This reporting wouldn't be possible without your donation to our fall fundraiser. 80% of NCPR's budget comes from people like you and from local businesses. So your donation now at ncpr.org/give is really doing the lion's share of the work to pay for reporters and research and technology to make local news possible. Give as much as you can, or consider upping your monthly gift if you can. Go to ncpr.org/give. It won't take long, but your money will go a long way for you and your community. Thank you so much. Music today by I Am Snow Angel of Lake Placid and Patricia Julian of Burlington. Have a super weekend. I'm David Summerstein, North Country Public Radio.